So Spinny, for those who have not seen Sachin's new ad and who have not seen the hoardings on the double-decker buses in Bangalore and Bombay, and the Bombay at least it's on the double-deckers. I know I saw them in Bangalore as well, and in, of course, NCR. It's India's largest used car platform. It's been a phenomenal ride. The last 4 years, I think they've grown volume and revenue by approximately 15 times. So that's kind of been the growth since the pandemic. Blume first invested, believe it or not, 2.6 crores at a valuation of 23.7 or something like that. And we acquired little over 10% of the company. This was late 2015, early 2016. One of our first investments out of what was then a $60 million fund to come. So note these numbers, the 60 million is important. So in total, then we went on to invest 10.8 crores, so another 8 odd crores in follow-on rounds. And then the company went through some massive fundraising in its competition with Cars 24 and the others. And just after the pandemic, it became a unicorn. It raised at $1.5 billion at one point. And we obviously didn't have capital to keep going with these large rounds. So our dilution led us to owning 4.6%. That's our current diluted stake, with the round recently concluded. For people who have, there's been no formal release yet, I think, press release, but I'll just give you approximate numbers because there's been news articles around it. The company's raised over $100 million in primary at a $1 billion-ish valuation. So Westbridge added recently to the round, Axel US led the round, and Axel US was interested in buying more stake in the company. And Blume, amongst others, I think some ESOP, some founder liquidity, but Blume wanted some liquidity because we were still trying to get our DPI and crossover the 1x of Fund 2 return, which has been our objective for the last year and a half. Spinny was one of the best assets in that portfolio. So I'm not surprised that we got a very nice price, a small discount to that primary. And we managed to generate $17.5–18 million for our Fund 2 investors, which on a $60 million fund is 30% of the fund back. Interestingly, there were both dollar investors and rupee investors in that fund. So the rupee investors actually get the benefit of the dollar growing, and they got 40% of the fund back. So the dollar investors got 30% of the fund back, the rupee investors got 40% of the fund back. So we have moved to a healthy 60% of Fund 2 return for the USD investors, 70% of Fund 2 return for the INR investors. And we couldn't sell at the peak. There was not enough secondary when the last round happened. It would have been great if we sold some then. But we are happy sellers now. We've had a fantastic, almost 9-year run in the company. And we are also very happy to hold the rest of the position. So we're still holding a chunk of our position of that 4.6. We only sold 1.8%. So that's the Spinny story. So very pleased to finally find a great example from the Blume portfolio to talk about how secondaries work, and excited that in the rest of the year, we have a lot more of these potentially coming. So keep watching that space of talking about Blume portfolio companies.